California versus Acevedo. The issue in this case is this. We know police do not need a warrant to search an automobile because we have this automobile exception. And we also know police need a warrant to search a container. And then the issue in this Acevedo case was this. What if the container is brought to a car? And then which rule would apply? Which we should apply which rule? Because we know police need a warrant. Police do not need a warrant to search an automobile, but police need a warrant to search a container. But if now we have this container inside the car, so which rule should apply? We know we have a complication here. That is really the issue we have in this Acevedo case. What happened in the case basically was police had probable cause to believe there were drugs in a brown bag. And then the defendant brought this bag to his car. And then the police actually stopped the defendant's car and seized this bag and also searched it. And inside, indeed, they found drugs. And then the issue was whether this police search was legal or not. The ruling of the court was the police may search the container without a warrant once the container is brought into a car. So it is very important for us to understand the ruling of the court was the police search was legal. Even though the police searched this container without a warrant, why the police could search this container without a warrant legally? Simply because this container was brought into a car. So here we have a very important legal points, and then we need to highlight this issue. It is important for you to understand this discussion. And then, if you understand, we have these two case scenarios here. And if you could understand these two case scenarios, you should have a clear understanding as to what we mean by this search of a container if the container is brought inside a car. So let's look at this first case scenario. In this case, Sam is walking on the street with a brown bag in his hand. The police have probable cause to believe there are drugs in the bag. The issue is, can the police search the bag without a warrant? The answer is no. Police cannot do that because we know we have a legal rule that is police need a warrant to search a container. So if a person is carrying a bag on the street, even though police have probable cause to believe there are drugs in the bag, police simply cannot search the bag without a warrant because that is a container. Police cannot really search the bag without a search warrant. However, let's look at this second case scenario. But now we know in the first case scenario, Sam is walking on the street with a bag in his hand, and the police have probable cause to believe there are drugs in the bag. We already said police cannot search this bag without a warrant. But suppose Sam brings the bag to his car and drives away. And then, can police stop the car and search the bag without a warrant? The answer to the question in this case scenario is yes, because that is what we have in this Acevedo case. If the person brings this bag containing criminal evidence into his car, and then the police then can stop the car and search the bag without a warrant. So by looking at these two case scenario, it should be clear how these rules would apply. If the person is holding a bag containing criminal evidence, if the person is walking on the street, the police could not really search the container without a warrant. But if the person brings this bag inside his automobile, and then the police can search the bag without warrant. So that is really what we need to know in these two situations. But I think we also need to add some more discussion to this, to what we have already discussed. In this first case scenario, if Sam is walking on the street with a brown bag containing drugs in his hand, we said the police actually cannot search this bag without a search warrant. And then it's that we're saying the police could only watch this criminal suspect walk away, and then the police could not do anything about him? Of course not. In this situation, what police could do is the police could first arrest Sam. Because if police have probable cause to believe Sam is holding a bag containing drugs, police certainly have probable cause to arrest him. And then, because Sam is walking on the street that is in a public place, police may arrest him without an arrest warrant. But after police arrest Sam, we know police may legally search this bag under the doctrine of a search incident to arrest. So in this first case scenario, we are not saying police could only watch this Sam going away with these bags of drugs, and then they could not do anything about it. There is a legal way for the police to handle the situation. That is to first put him on arrest and then search this bag under the doctrine of a search incident to arrest. In the second case scenario, if Sam actually brings the bag to his automobile and drives away, and then under this California versus Acevedo, the police could stop the vehicle, and then the police could search the bag. But in this situation, we also need to know, because in this case scenario, police only have probable cause to search the bag. So they can stop the car, they can search the bag, but they cannot search other area of the car. They cannot really say, we seized this bag, and then we found drugs in the bag, and then now we also want to open the glove compartment to search. The police cannot do that. The reason is police do not have probable cause to search the car. The police only have probable cause to search the bag. So the search must be limited to the search of the bag. This is really different from this automobile exception in general, because we say in this automobile exception, if a police have probable cause, they may search the automobile, and then we should conduct this scope analysis. That is because police have the probable cause to search the car. That is different from the police had probable cause only to search this bag, and then this bag is brought inside a car. We have different situations. If a police have probable cause to believe there are drugs in the automobile, in this car, and then the police can search anywhere in the car that they can find the drugs. That is a scope analysis. But in this situation, if a police only have probable cause to believe there are criminal evidence in the bag, if the bag is brought to the suspect's car, and then the police can only seize and search the bag, and then the police cannot search any other area of the car.